Hi YouTube, it's me, the Shy Pianist, or you may know me as Donald of Z4 War Games, bringing you an updated Ghostrick deck profile. Ghost from the Past 2 is reprinting a lot of, fair few of the Ghostrick stuff that was expensive back in the time, and we also got Battle of Chaos support, which I haven't showcased. So I know it's been a while, so here's me finally getting around to doing it. First things first, with all my deck profiles, I will mention my card sleeves are standard size, and the deck profile itself is made with intended to be played for fun, and it's not meta. It's not a meta build. If you want to make this a meta build, by all means, you can take like a core aspect of the profile that I'm going to showcase today, and then put your own creativity into it, and then your own spin onto it. That being said and out of the way, let's get straight to the deck profile. First things first, we are playing triple Ghostrick Siren. Ghostrick Siren. So Ghostrick Siren is the new card from Battle of Chaos. It is a when it's flipped, you mill the top two cards of your deck, and if there is at least a Ghostrick card among the two, you add a Ghostrick spell trap from your deck to hand, or you can non-target book of flip one effect monster your opponent controls face down to defense position. So for all you Ghostrick, or all you players who don't know what Ghostricks do, they are monsters that can't be normal summoned or set unless you control a Ghostrick monster, and you have to control Ghostrick face up to do normal summon them, and the whole gimmick is that you flip your opponent's monsters face down and prevent them from flip summoning. So that was kind of the point of them until Lynx came along and ruined that completely. So yeah, with now the idea is you just want to try and flip your opponent's monsters face down before they can Lynx summon, and then that's your go-to play or go-to gameplay with them. Next, we are playing two Ghostrick Stein. Now, Stein, when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add a Ghostrick spell trap from deck to hand. You mainly do this by playing one of their Ghostrick field spells, which a lot of them, or if not all of them, while your opponent's monsters are all face down, you can attack directly, which is how you achieve this for a lot of the time. Next, we are playing two Jiangxi. Jiangxi, when it's flipped up, you can add a Ghostrick monster from your deck to hand. Whose level is less than or equal to the number of Ghostrick monsters you control. So it's important that you either set up a board presence to then start flipping this up to then grab your level 3s or higher, but ideally, a lot of the time, you're going to be flip summoning this and then grab your Ghostrick hand traps, which are mainly the level 1s. So that's what they do. Next, we have two Ghostrick Witch. So Witch, once per turn, during your turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls and flip it face down defense position. Simple and easy. Helps you basically get rid of helps you start doing what the deck does. You can play this at 3 or I would say at least 2 for this whole idea to do this whole idea. Sorry, well, I can't speak. Next, we are playing triple Ghostrick Neku Musume. Now, Neku Musume, while you control another Ghostrick monster, whenever your opponent normal summons or special summons a level 4 or higher monster or monsters, you change that monster or monsters to face down defense position. So ideally, this is what you want to set up turn 1. This monster with another Ghostrick, and a lot of the decks that don't play level 3s or lower, you're more than happy to just keep Book of Mooning your opponent's monsters whenever they summon, and they just either resort to setting in which if you have knights on the board, it's just work all into your favor. That's the whole idea. Next, for other Ghostrick monsters, we are playing 2 Jack Frost. So Jack Frost, when your opponent declares a direct attack, you can change that opponent's monster to face down defense position, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand to in face down defense position. So that's that. Next, we have 2 Ghostrick Lantern. Now, arguably was one of the more expensive Ghostrick monsters, but being reprinted. Lantern, whenever your opponent declares a direct attack or when your Ghostrick monster is selected as an attack target, you can negate the attack, and if you do, special summon this card in face down defense position. So obviously it just helps to protect your Ghostrick monsters or help you survive that bit of damage for the turn. Next, lastly, I play 2 Ghostrick Mary. Mary, whenever you take damage, so doesn't have to be battle damage, it also works for effect damage. You can discard this card to then special summon 1 Ghostrick monster from your deck in face down defense position. So the idea, obviously, a lot of the hand traps is to just protect your monsters, so you at least have a Ghostrick on board to then flip summon, and then allowing you to then normal summon your other Ghostrick monsters to go through your XYZ plays. So that's it for the monsters. Now, moving on to the spells. So, a new one from Battle of Chaos, we have Ghostrick Shot. So, Ghostrick Shot, special summon 1 Ghostrick monster from your hand or graveyard. Then you can change 1 face down Ghostrick monster you control to face up attack position. Its second effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Ghostrick XYZ monster you control, attach 1 Ghostrick card from your graveyard to that monster as material. You can only use each effect of Ghostrick Shot once per turn. So the idea with this is that, like, not only are you getting a free body on board to then start your plays, or XYZ plays mainly, but then to give it itself another extra, recurring material, because you can detach and then Ghostrick Shot, then reattach it. So basically a free effect of the XYZ mainly. For the other spells, I am playing only 2 Ghostrick Mansion. I was playing Ghostrick Museum because it was the one that where if either player's monsters inflict battle damage, they get flipped face down. But most of the time, I prefer to see Mansion over Museum. Now, Ghostrick Mansion, so like with all the other Ghostrick Field spells, monsters cannot attack face down defense position monsters, but can attack directly if all monsters your opponent controls are face down. So what's great with Mansion is that all effect damage and battle damage inflicted by monsters other than Ghostrick monsters is halved. So yeah, this is allowing you to just Book of Moon. You start Book of Moon your opponent's monsters, and then you attack directly for free. In most cases, and then you can start Book of Mooning back your own monsters, and then all your opponent's monsters damage is just halved, and they can't attack your monsters. Now, arguably, you can play this 2 or 3 or 2 in the terraforming, but most of, as you can see from like Siren, Stein, and also Angel of Mischief, you can just search this, so it's not a problem. But yeah, that's really it. For the other spells that I'm playing, now these are just my own personal choice and personal choices to play. You can play whatever else you want in the deck, because, like, quite honestly, you could do with a lot of the staples spells. So I just have the 1 Monster Reborn, the 1 Raigeki, and the Swords of Concealing Light. So Swords of Concealing Light, you just blanket Book of Moon your opponent's monsters, and then Raigeki and Monster Reborn. It's just like Monster Reborn is an extender if you need to go for your XYZs, and Raigeki is just for board clearance mainly. For that. Onto the traps, we have 3 of the new trap, Ghost Trick or Treat from Battle of Chaos. So, Ghost Trick or Treat, if you control a Ghost Trick Field spell or Ghost Trick Link monster, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Your opponent can pay 2,000 life points to make this card's effect set this card instead of sending it to the graveyard after activation. Otherwise, for the rest of the turn, that face-up monster cannot attack, its effects are negated. Also, it's changed to face-down defense position during the end phase. You're going to activate 1 Ghost Trick or Treat per turn. Oh, just noticed the. So this is basically Ghost Trick's, just Omni, well, just not Omni Negate, but Monster Negate, unless your opponent pays 2k. So it's like, well, yeah, it is what it is. But then, you know, being able to either choose, your opponent either choose to either pay 2k to reset it, and then you can activate it again, or they just have to give up that monster that may be crucial to their combo plays, and just negate them and do it that way. So yeah, and depending on the timing, yeah, you can. This is a very good card to burn your opponent or stop your opponent's plays completely. Right, on to one of the MVPs of Ghostrick's traps is Ghostrick Knight. So, Ghostrick Knight, while a Ghostrick monster is on the field, your opponent cannot flip summon. Just straight up. Just while this is in play, you have your Ghostrick monster, your opponent cannot flip summon, just full stop. When this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to your graveyard, your opponent cannot declare an attack or attacks for the rest of this turn. So again, it's great on the fact that if they are hitting your back row, you're gonna just flip this face up. It gets destroyed, and then they can't enter the battle phase. So your monsters for that one turn, be able to set up for your next turn is perfectly safe. Next we have, I'm playing just the one Ghostrick Vanish. So Ghostrick Vanish, you reveal Ghostrick in hand this turn. Reveal Ghostrick in your hand this turn. Ghostrick cards you control and face down defense position monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So it's like it means to protect mainly your Angel of Mischief from being destroyed by card effects, and your face down monsters as well. Next we have the one Ghostrick Go Around. So Go Around is it's a bit confusing, but let me just explain it. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can activate one of the following effects. So you can either target Ghostrick you control, change it face down, and then change one of your opponent's face down to then face up attack, or vice versa, you target or you do the opposite where you target a tab position Ghostrick. So you take so you do the vice versa where you change your monster face down, your opponent's face up, and then or you change one of your monster face up to then flip your opponent's monster face down. Finally we got that in here. So just to reiterate, you either flip your monster face up to then flip your opponent's monster face down, or you flip your opponent's monster face up to then flip your monster face down. There we go. That was a much easier way of saying that. Jesus. Okay, last for the traps, there should be no need for an introduction, but I'm playing triple Floodgate Trap Hole and triple Quaking, because the whole aspect of this deck is to just flip your opponent's monsters to the point where they can't then flip summon them, and then you just go off from there. So yeah, that's it for the traps. Right, on to the extra deck. So first and foremost, Ghostricks are very flexible in what extra deck monsters you can have in the deck. You can go for more link heavy play. You can go for XYZs, which I've currently gone for because this is sort of like their what they aim to do. So I'm playing 2 Dullahan. So Dullahan's a quick effect, half your opponent's monster's attack, and it gains 200 attack for each Ghostrick card you control. And if this is sent to the graveyard, you can target one other Ghostrick card in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. Next, I have the 2 Psychic Boss. So Psychic Boss, while you control another Ghostrick monster, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks, and then once per turn, detach a material from this card to then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. One face-up monster on the field, with attack less than or equal to the combined attack of all Ghostrick monsters on the field. Destroy it, and if you do, that monster card zone cannot be used as long as you control a Ghostrick monster. So the idea with this is that you start taking up zones your opponent controls, and so you're limited to the monster zones. And if you're able to get rid of the extra monster zone, you're effectively linking, stopping them from going to any link plays. Next, we have double Alucard. So Alucard, detach one, target one set card on the field and destroy it. If this card is sent to your graveyard, target one other Ghostrick card, other card in your graveyard, sorry, and add it back to your hand. Your opponent cannot target other Ghostrick monsters or any face-down defense position monsters for an attacks. So these are like essentially the ones that you go into. And lastly, for the Ghostrick monsters, we have Ghostrick Angel of Mischief, which you can XYZ summon using any one of the ones from before to XYZ summon it. So her main effect is you can detach one to then add one Ghostrick spell trap. One Ghostrick card from your deck to your hand. Her main win con condition is that if while this has 10 or more materials, you win the duel. That's lit. Yeah, so hence why you can go for a more stally build with Ghostricks and then just start racking up the materials on Angel of Mischief to win. So yeah, literally that's all you do. Okay. For the other Ghostrick extra deck monsters, I am playing triple Ghostrick Festival. So Ghostrick Festival is our new Link monster from Battle of Chaos. So Ghostrick Festival, you need a non-Link Ghostrick monster. You can also use a face-down Ghostrick monster you can draw as a Link as a material to Link summon this card. While a Ghostrick card is in the field zone, your Ghostrick monsters can attack directly. So even if your opponent has a board of monsters, they can just still attack directly. And lastly, when your opponent monsters declares an attack, you can tribute this card to then special summon one Ghostrick monster from your deck in face down defense position. You can only use this effect of Ghostrick Festival once per turn. So it's great to go, because your turn 1 board used to be just set pass and have to wait for your next turn. Now it's like you can set Link into this, and then if they attack, you then tribute then special summon from the deck. Effectively giving you a means to just have a body on board and get the one you do want. Namely, you get Zhangxi, so it gets attacked, you then flip face up, add a level 1 Ghostrick monster. Cool. And lastly, for the other XYZs I'm playing the deck is the Sky Centura and Zeus. There are other shout outs for like Break Sword and Grand Pulse for your rank 3s, or you can go for literally more links if you prefer to do so. But I personally prefer to play more XYZs because it's like you can make Zeus by stacking up on your Angel of Mischief. So you have your, let's say your Dalhan, 2 materials, make into Mischief, you can attack directly, so you have 4 when you make your Zeus. So yeah, there we go. Centura is a great alternative rank 2 because out of the rank 1s and rank 3s of Ghostricks, Circuit Boss is arguably, I would say, the weakest of the lot. Hence why you have like other good rank 2s to play if you so do wish. But that is it for the Ghostrick deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. By all means, you can let me in the comments below, roast me of like, oh, this could be a lot better and whatnot. Quite honestly, I'm used to seeing a lot of people commenting on my builds because they're not the sort of meta-defining or competitive level as one would expect. But honestly, this is how I prefer to play with a lot of the other decks that I do play, because the whole point of them is to play what they're intended to do. So yeah, that's what we have with Ghostricks. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, happy dueling!